Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth for another Wednesday, dude. Another hour dedicated to sobriety. Kind of an impromptu, informal way that we're all communicating and struggling to stay closer to God. So I'm grateful to be here. I see BB, you're struggling to stay sober tonight. Stay in the struggle, BB. You just stay in the struggle, man. It's one of those days I feel the struggle. I feel the struggle today. I'm not you got it just not I wouldn't put that up and out in the thing, dude. You got to email down below, dude. You got to email down below. I'm gonna delete that for you, dude. I just you got to go through the process. Email me down below and do that. I'm gonna remove that just because that's we don't want a bunch of that. Justin Nye, but yes, email me down below. 21 days today, Chris Ott. Icky, no, you're late, but I got you. So no, you're asking for help. I just don't want your number on the stream, dude. Unless you want to put it out there for other people, dude. If you want that out there for other people, like you go right ahead, dude. But if you want it for me, you gotta just do the email thing, just because that's sort of the process a little bit. I gotta have a little bit of a teeny bit of a filter. You're more than you. Of course, you can ask for help. I just don't want your number out there like that, dude. Trolls are gnarly. So anyway, let's get that. You got I can't even. So anyway, here we are, man. So all right. So this is an hour dedicated to those struggling on all levels: drugs, alcohol. What's up, D. Brune? And gnarly, dude. That's gnarly, dude. John T's still out and alive and kicking. Good for him. But yeah. All right. Wait, let me just a second, dude. Hold on. All right, here. Do you know what I'll do? I'll write your number down, dude. Advice on life advice. 19 here. 360-1660. All right, man. I got your number, dude. I put it in there. See the way it, just so you know, like the way the system works. If you get a hold of me through me, generally you email me and then you text me, and then I find a time to fit you. And I generally don't call numbers until they've texted. It's just my filter system. It's kind of a gnarly medium. Anyway, dude, 49 days, BB. Good for you, dude. Solid, dude. All right, maybe we should pray, dude. Let's just pray for a second. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference. I got life's happening right now. I got my own, like, I got some yeah, I got your number though. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's go through the basics and then we'll get into it, dude. Let's go through the basics. So this is an hour dedicated to those who are struggling with to get closer to God. So you may not have a drug or alcohol problem. You may just have a food problem, a gambling problem, a disconnect problem, a family problem. And the problem gets between you and your relationship with God. This is about a spiritual solution and what we do to overcome the trials and tribulations of daily life, dude. So I ask that if you're not here to participate in a positive way, please do not interfere with those, because this is a forum for people who may need help. A lot of people are struggling right now with drugs, alcohol, depression, life, bills, whatever it may be. So please be respectful that this is kind of an hour we put aside for people that are looking for some answers, and we centered around sobriety. And I generally read the chapter 5, how it works. Pornography, yeah, plenty of people struggle with that one too. So chapter 5, page 58 of the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we're like now. If you've decided what you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to make certain steps. At some of these, we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measured availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order, I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. C, that God could and would if he were sought. Amen. Whoa. All right. Let me see, dude. BB's got 49 days. You're going to get 50, bro. Just hang in there. And where we Paul, love you too. It's Thursday here. All right. Time travelers. What's up? 8 days off weed after daily smoking for years, Mike Smith. I've stopped before, but I tend to replace weed with other vices like alcohol or porn. But this time I stopped myself from taking that route. Good for you, man. Solid. Yeah, replacement theory is the replacement thing is a fail. Chris Scott, get ready for some wacky dreams. BB, I keep eating. Yep, eat. Look, eat while that's a thing. It's all right, man. Like, I'll tell you what, like early sobriety, dude, eating, doing those kind of things is okay, man. You're really just trying to let your body get away from the drugs and the alcohol long enough to long enough to get the ball rolling. Oh yeah. And then Brett Spalding, 60 days, no weed or cigarettes, 33 days, no porn. Wow. Good for you, dude. Yeah, the porn thing's lethal, dude. Porn is a seriously gnarly drug, dude. That they no time travel, you're just in Australia. Well, there you go. And I'm kind of stoked to be here, actually, right now. Like I needed to plug in to a some sort of sobriety matrix, right? So 11 years, right? 11 years of sobriety. Life sneaks up on you, man. Life is difficult, right? And 11 years sobriety, I don't solve my problems with drugs or alcohol. They don't work. I know they don't work. And I also know that they will probably and most likely slowly kill me to death, if not immediately. I just don't know. I don't want to find out. I have no desire to know, right? With that said, is just because you're sober doesn't mean that life doesn't stop kicking and living and squirming and doing all the things that life does. So like today, like it's been a difficult couple of weeks. I'll be pretty clear. There's it ain't easy, dude. Financial insecurity, stability, just trying to be a husband and a father and all of those kind of things. Sometimes it works very smoothly and other times it's really difficult, dude. And so to share with myself, like, yeah, life used to be pretty lame, but pretty one-dimensional once upon a time. Eat, drink, sleep. Eat, drink, not sleep, but just be drunk kind of thing. You know what I mean? And so life's given me a second chance of life. And as the more sober I get, the more bounty I get, the more grace I get. And it used to be that thing where if you thought about life is what I envisioned as the bounty of life, the abundance of life in early sobriety is not what the abundance of life is 11 years later. And the abundance of life now is a much more deeper understanding of reality, family, children, community, these kinds of things. And yet, as much as I know the answer to it all, there's one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. And I also know that I made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him, right? Like, okay, that totally makes sense. It's totally like logical. And yet I forget that I'm powerless, right? That my life's unmanageable. I'm powerless. So part of that powerless and unmanageability is that I sometimes don't know how to turn it over to God. I don't know how to surrender it to God. And as much as I sit here and say that I can and I want to and I will, I'm powerless over that. So part of the powerlessness that I struggle with at 11 years is knowing how is being tuned in versus not tuned in. I do not have the power to not feel anxiety right now. Like I'm super in the pit of my stomach, and I'm not I don't even believe in anxiety. But then again, I guess it's one of those things when you got it, dude. And why do I have it? Because I think I'm nervous right now. What am I nervous about? I'm nervous about all the same things that any one of you could be nervous on any given day. Financial insecurity, bills, all of these things are real. And sometimes you live in the abundance of the superficial, the trinkets, and other times is things get thin. And when things get thin, it begins to really test what we call faith. And so what faith is to me as an alcoholic, from my understanding, is knowing that God will protect me and love me and take care of me, even though at this very moment, I'm not sure at all. Like I have great anxiety because I don't know. I have no idea what the future is going to be in store. But at this moment, I can look on a piece of paper and know that, like, whoa, dude, it's like game time, dude. It's happening. It's real. It's all going on. And so what I do know about faith, right, is that if I don't drink alcohol tonight, if I don't use drugs tonight, if I don't do these things, eventually my body will let go of its tension, its fear, and I will enter a state of God's grace again. I will be in the nowness that is God if I can find him right now. But part of the surrender for me, part of the powerless I understand is, like, I can't get there right now. I can't get to God at this very second. I'm getting closer the more I talk in this community that we've developed here, dedicated to people that are struggling, because my struggle isn't going to the liquor store right now and buying a pint of whiskey. My struggle isn't right now going and getting an 8-ball or smoking a bunch of pot, dude. My struggle right now is not is stopping my mind from telling me that there's danger at the door, right? And there's a difference between understanding that there is danger at the door versus stuff being made up in my head, right? Because if I truly understand what the first 5 steps say, is that we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. All right, so I'm powerless right now. Like, I'll tell you, like, I'm extremely powerless. Like, I feel the walls. I feel the walls closing in. My life feels out of control right now. Everything's moving, yet I'm stationary, dude. Like, there's like the plates are spinning. All my plates are spinning right now, and I'm juggling these things. And I'm like, oh, am I going to drop a plate? Am I going to do this? Is this all going to happen? Right? So I'm in that state right now. I'm in step 1 right now. I can fully admit to myself that I am powerless over my life right now. The only power I have in my life right now is to turn the computer on and talk to you for this hour. That's the only thing that I can do right now. I have no ability to get any of my people, my family, to do anything, get anything to happen. The outside world, none of it. I have to be here. The only thing I have is this hour right now. But besides that, I'll just tell you, everything's out of control right now. All the plates are spinning. And so right now, this is how I would describe myself. I'm on a unicycle, pedaling, going down a hill, juggling bowling balls while I'm trying to, like, balance a stick on my chin with swirling plates. Like, that's what I feel like. Oh, I'm totally, like, out of control, right? Right? That's what my mind makes me feel like. But if I get here and I talk to you about it, dude, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity, right? Well, what does that mean, dude? What does that mean? It means I'm insane, dude. I'm absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy, man. So part of my thing that I believe in is my superhero identity, overactive imagination. Well, my superhero identity also has a counterpart, which is my supervillain identity, which is overactive imagination, man, right? So my mind is telling me all sorts of stuff. And if I track all the stories my mind is telling me, it's basically that I'm going to die homeless underneath the freeway overpass, alone and without God's love, right? That's dark, dude. That's dark. Dying under a freeway overpass without God's love. Like, if I track all the stuff down, like, I couldn't pay this bill and this happened and then this happened and this happened. Eventually, if I just follow the lead all the way down, it always comes to the thing of me dying without God's love, not without finding my way home, right? That's how insane my brain is. Right? As I'm juggling these things out of control and powerless, dude. But if I can get that into my thing, right? Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood him. Like, even saying that, like, It's a decision, right? It's a decision. So wait a minute, like in that first 3 steps, I got my power back, right? Because I'm powerless in step 1. Step 2, I've admitted that I'm crazy and I'm insane. But step 3 gives me a clue. Step 3 says I made a decision. It's not that I'm good. You can make a decision or going to make a decision. I made a decision in step 3. I've made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand them. Okay. I got to put it in God. God's going to give me the clue. God's going to show me the abundance of his love and grace. And the thing that I know is that it's not going to come in one way, but God's not going to let me fail. God's never let me fail. It's only my mind that tells me that I'm going to die without God's love, right? So if I've made the decision to turn my will, my life over to the care of God, it's like, okay. Like, okay, all right, God, like, what are we doing? Like, what's the plan? And it may be that God wants me to be like a certain way or a certain, I don't know this, right? So I can sit here and I can think 1,000 different ways about it. And I can get myself all anxietied out and I can just like live in fear. Or I roll with what's going on here and be like, okay, I'm in God's hands, at least for this hour that we're together, right? I'm going to take a sip of the coffee. So one way that I do know to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand. One way I do know, right, is this, right? So 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves, right? That's step 4. So like, that's that thing. That's the shadow work. Like, right. I've admitted to God, step 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs, right? So that's shadow work. But the converse of that, what I can do is I can make a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves on the positive, right? Gratitude list, right? So if I've turned my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand them, what is going to replace, what's the replacement medicine, right? If drugs and alcohol used to numb me and take care of me and calm this thing down, what has God given me to do that? What's the replacement of the drugs, alcohol, weed, porn, food, whatever it can be? It's gratitude, dude. Right? So what I can do is I can make a fearless moral inventory of myself in the affirmative, right? In the grace. I can go to the grace, which is the promises basically, and go, okay, what do I have to be grateful for today? Like, what is it that I have to be grateful? Because I can only live now. I can only live now as an alcoholic, right? I chose not, I'm not going to regret the past or close the door on it, but I'm not going to future trip either, right? So I got to be right here, right now. Well, what is right here, right now? So if I take an inventory of myself, my body's intact. Like I have all my limbs, my head works, dude. I don't have any major head trauma going on. I can breathe, I can see, I can talk, I can drink coffee. So if I just do like a circuit, like, you know, like in this capsule of the space shuttle, and I just go, okay, dude, let me just like see what the panels and the gauges say. Okay, my space suit's functioning right now. Like I got a functioning space suit. Okay, man, like, all right, like my space suit's working. That's a big plus, dude, right? That's a big plus. I don't have a hangover. I'm not sick. I don't have anything negative going on with my space suit, right? So my next move in this inventory of myself is to look outward a little bit further, not too much further. Like my spacesuit, I go, well, if I look a little bit further, I've got this nice flannel my wife bought me that's warm, and then I got this Thrasher T-shirt that they gave me. The Thrasher guy sent me that. I got a pair of jeans on. I got my big skateboarding belt buckle, dude, from the pool. I got my own hat on, dude. That's pink, dude. I need a haircut though, dude. I'm like, my hair is getting a little crazy. So like my next layer of myself, all right, we got clothes on. I have a pair of shoes. I have 2 pairs of shoes, actually. I think I got more than 2 pairs of shoes. Dude, wait a minute, dude. I found another pair of shoes on the ground I'm doing art with, right? Whoa, dude. Oh, I'm an artist, bro. I forgot about that, dude. Oh, wait about all my financial insecurity can be solved through my creativity, right? Because it says so in the Bible, dude. The first thing is about being creative. So, all right, wait, I'm moving a little bit further from myself, dude. I'm finding things in my immediate surrounding that can help relieve my anxiety, right? So I go, okay, dude. Okay, oh, wait a minute. I got this laptop in front of me. I got this iPhone in front of me. I got this community in front of me of loving, kind people that are in the struggle with me, right? We got BB who's struggling to get 50 days. We got some other people going on. We have a bunch of stuff going on, right? All right. It's expanding. And then I go, well, let's take it. Let's move. Then I go, well, I was going to leave the room, right? With my abundance. I go, I have a bunch of Legos in here. Oh, Owl's art table. It's warm. Oh, the heat. I can hear the heat's on. So that bill must be paid. The heat's on. Oh, wait, I'm in a house. The electricity's on. So right now I'm in a dwelling. It's raining outside. I have a house that's keeping me warm and dry. Okay, it must not be as bad as my mind's telling me, dude, because I'm definitely looking at the situation. I'm not homeless. I'm not under a freeway overpass. I obviously have food. I'm being fed. Everything's okay right now. I can hear, if I listen, I can hear Owl laughing with his mom in the other room. So I go, okay, well, wait a minute. Owl's healthy. My son's healthy. That's great. Oh, the minigram, she just got a new job. She just got her first job today, dude, doing something pretty creative and rad. Oh, dude, I got real fearful because it's kind of far away, dude, and how are we going to get her there? She doesn't drive, all these things. Like, oh, they got me all anxiety out. But wait a minute, dude, she actually went and found a job today, like on her own, dude. She did that all by herself, dude, the teenager's doing her thing. Okay, that's cool. I go, wait, mom's hanging out. Mom took the daughter to do that. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, mom's got some clients going on. Sure, work's a little thin right now. Blah, 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 blah. The new clients are coming. Are they going to come? Yeah, they're going to come because she's sitting in there playing with the child, right? Okay. So inside the house, we're all right. We're all right inside the house, dude, right? The house is here. We got every laughing children. Everybody in the house is healthy, dude. Everybody's out in the house is healthy. There's a fridge full of food. We got 2 cars in the garage, in the driveway that run perfectly well, dude. They're insured. We all have driver's licenses. We have auto insurance. We live on a cul-de-sac in a nice neighborhood, in a nice mellow town, with access to a freeway, which accesses to the thing. So if I just begin to look at my own self and turn it over to God and begin to make a fearless inventory of myself, I realize that in this moment of time and space, there's absolutely nothing wrong except me, my own head in here, the thing that I am most powerless about. But see, I'm going to try to trick myself, right? Because these are the activities we get to do when we're sober, dude. We get to use our toolkit that we've been given in sobriety to restructure our mind thing. So, right, as I talk about this gratitude, I felt the anxiety leave my stomach. In fact, I feel a lot better just talking to you about what is positive in my life, dude, and moving away from the fear. None of the things that caused me to fear have changed, except my perception of what I'm afraid of has changed. This is the trick that is sobriety. See, sobriety isn't about not using drugs or alcohol. Sobriety is about not needing to use drugs and alcohol because you have the toolkit that allows you to break free of the reasons you would want to use drugs and alcohol, right? So if I didn't have the toolkit inside myself to change my perception through this process of talking to you, first of all, I don't get to do any of this unless I'm trying to be of service to you, the 84 people out there.
I kind of want to play with you. So when are you going to be done?
I'm going to be done in 31 minutes. Can I have a high five? Can I have a hug?
I want to play with you.
No, you need to let me do my thing, okay? I love you. Okay. And then we'll play. We'll have dinner and we'll play, okay? No, baby. Go on. Owl, please. Go on. Dude, Owl, you need to leave. Grab your dinosaur. I love you, son.
I love you, dummy.
Okay, there you go. Close the door on your way out. So there you go, right? I have a small child that wants to hang out and play with me. He doesn't know that I'm terrified of like life today, dude, that I'm super like, oh my God, the walls are closing in. I left my drill outside. It destroyed a battery, dude, in the rain. I'm like an idiot. Like, what are you going to do, right? So again, it comes down to this thing. If sobriety was about not using drugs or alcohol for the sake of not using drugs or alcohol, I'm loaded right now. I'm drinking right now, smoking some weed to feel better, doing some blow. Yes. Oh, awesome. Good for you. Yeah, he narked you out. So again, it's this thing is because I have a spiritual solution that I've practiced over the years. Like this didn't come to me like overnight. This wasn't like I woke up like 11 years ago and was like, yeah, I know what to do. This is after constantly trying and failing to figure this stuff out. It took me 6 years to hear the most profound piece of AA literature there is. And this is the secret to the whole thing, by the way. There is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Now. Okay. Now. This is where God exists. Thank you, Shane. Thank you for everyone else who's donated during the talk, dude. So again, why I'm not going to drink drugs and alcohol tonight is because I know that God loves me, dude. And it's only my mind that tells me all this stuff. BB, you see, that's why you got this tonight, dude, because you believe in God. But don't know in God. See, that's what faith is to me. I know God has got me. Jay, thank you. I know God has gotten me this far, right? And I do know that the one thing that I can do to sever that tie with God is to put chemicals or whatever my bedevilment is my body and destroy the connectivity with God, because I don't feel it today. Like I don't feel it. And that's why I'm terrified. And I'm not afraid. Like I'm not afraid. I'm terrified, which is a big difference, because I'm not afraid to be terrified. I'm being in that space where I go, why are you terrified? Because it could all disappear in a flash, dude. But if I accept that, and then I don't need it to disappear in a flash. See, God, it's always trying to remind me that there is only one truth, right? There is only one truth. If I get loaded, I've turned my back on God, right? And if I stay sober, God will take care of me if I allow God to take care of me. But it's not that easy, because this thing in here talks all day long about this and that and this and that, right? And so we got this. We got this, dude. Trust me. Like I know the young bucks out there that are newly getting sober, it seems like a daunting task, and it seems super hard and super gnarly. But I'll tell you what, the gnarliest is when the target moves so radically, dude, as it does later in sobriety. And that's why you have to stay plugged in, dude. And look, so how do I know, like, if I truly like think about like God, right? Like God established this YouTube thing for me 11 years ago, right? As an answer to my friend Billy Caroti's alcoholic death, right? And God allowed me to do this. Well, I don't know all along that this activity is going to be what saves my life on March 10th, 2021, right? 2021, dude, I built this thing so that I could stay sober tonight, right? So that I didn't have to live in fear. That's the thing I do know about God, right? Like, yeah, it's 11 years later, dude, like the one night that I needed this to be here, it's here for me, right? It's here for me. It was here for me to turn on. It was here for me to come and tell you, dude, that like, yeah, I'm a little bit terrified tonight, but I'm not afraid of it. I know now that terror is actually like the truth coming through to tell me that I'm living a lie. Right? Because that's what I'm terrified of is living the lie. I don't want to live the lie. I don't want to live the lie because I lived the lie for so long that I had to drink and drug my way through it, dude. What's up, Owl? Owl, please don't knock on the door. Well, who is it then? Come in if you're gonna. What? Okay, grab a chair then. You close the door and grab a chair if you're gonna hang out with me, dude. Then are you gonna hang out like we did it? You used to do when you're a little guy at the meetings and sit on my lap. Or are you gonna? Or are you gonna? All right, my guest, the fearless man himself, dude. You're just gonna stay down there. All right. So we're about the halfway mark, which is generally like where I read some of the comments. Hey, Cassie, what's happening? Dude, Murky forgotten. I'm glad we're helping you out, BB. You just got to stay in this game, dude. Look, dude, they say just don't drink or use no matter what. That's the trick, dude. Sometimes the spiritual solution, Matt B, thank you for the Swiss love, dude. Anastasia, hello. So it's this thing, right? Like we don't drink or use no matter what, or whatever it may be for you. Almost 4 years sober. I talked to you, Rob from Arcata, dude. Good for you, Rob. Solid, dude. Pro Jellyfish, slowly trying to undo all of the bad choices I've made over the last decade. What drugs have you tried throughout your journey? God bless. Thanks, Hamish. I'm a dumpster, dude. I tried them all. Some of them I knew were toxic, and I stayed away, dude. Right? Here, I'll tell you a story. We'll do a story. So I was up in Flagstaff, Arizona, going to college. This must have been 92. I've told this story before, 92, dude, right? So I think it was the end of summer break. My buddies, I had a bunch of friends who lived in Page, which was like an hour away outside of Flagstaff. So we were all living together, and I went over there. You can't crinkle the bags. The one thing you can't do is sitting in here is crinkle bags. And my buddies came back and they were like slinging stuff, right? And they'd come back and they were bringing all this like weed and stuff in and doing this thing. And they had a little bit of the methamphetamines, right? They had some chopped up methamphetamines. So, right, I'd never done it before, dude, whatever, college. So I do this teeny little thing to dink, do this little teeny thing of meth, right? And I'm like, all right, man. And I get on my bike on my white beach cruiser up there. I do this little thing. I leave their apartment and I go and I ride my bike around, and it's like I have the most fantastic experience, dude. The sun's setting and the northern Arizona sky, and it's like warm and summery, and I'm just riding my bike around, euphoria'd out, like, yeah, dude, this is bitching, man. Like, woohoo. Okay. And so I'm riding around for a couple hours, dude. Just riding around my bike, as you can imagine, just like, I don't know what I'm getting into. And so I come back to the apartment where my buddies were, right? And I'm banging on the door like, hey, what up, guys? Open up, man. Come on. Like, let me in, dude. Like, what's up? And the neighbor comes down. They're like, dude, your friends got taken away by the police. I'm like, what do you mean? They go, and the neighbor's like, the cops came in and raided them and took all of them to jail. Like all of them, and on drug charges. It was a whole like SWAT team invaded this house, dude, like apparently right after I left. So I was like, whoa, dude, gnarly. So I cruise back, like the euphoria spell's gone. And then I spend like 2 days just up, like horrified. Like all I want to do is go to sleep, dude. I'm horrified. And I was like, dude. And one of those dudes I never saw again. The other 2 dudes got in so much trouble. They got kicked out of school, the whole thing. Like, I didn't see him back in school. One of them I talk to all the time, dude, still. But it was this thing where I was like, that was my one and only experience with the methamphetamine. Never touched it again after that. I was like, nah, it's good, dude. It's all good. I'll take my little euphoria bike ride and I will leave the cards on the table and move on, dude. Because there, again, like that's the experiences I've had in my life, is God's constantly been looking out for me. I just didn't quite understand it, but I got the clue on that one. Like I was quite aware when that neighbor was talking to me, like, dude, the cops just came and took them away, dude. Like, I was like, ooh, gosh, yikes, dude. So it was, I'll tell you another, I'll share with you Flagstaff stories, dude. So me and my buddy that I was writing with at the time, we were writing our book at the time. We like, remember crack was like the thing, dude, once upon a time. So we had, he had been in Washington, D.C. and he was like, because we were full like Hunter S. Thompson type, Fear and Loathing dudes. We were all into it, dude. Just, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. So he was out in Washington doing something, dude. Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. And he was out there and he was like, he bought a bunch of crack, dude, right? And he left it with his friend and he came back to Flagstaff and he's like, dude, I ordered it. I bought us a bunch of crack when I was out in Washington, D.C., right? And I was like, rad. He's like, all right, dude, whenever we're ready, we're going to have my friend from Washington, D.C., like FedEx it to us, dude. And I'm like, okay, dude, like, cool. So we had that crack FedEx to us from Washington, D.C., dude. And we had like this crack, like crack, dude. But it was all mythical back then, dude. We were just a bunch of idiots, dude. So we were all like terrified of it. We were like sitting on our thing, like, oh, dude, like, what if we die, dude? Like, remember there was remember it was right at that time when those basketball players were dying, smoking crack on the court and all that stuff, dude. So we were like, oh, stuff could kill us, dude. Like, what are we gonna do, dude? So we made this. So there was me, my buddy, our other buddy, and like my girlfriend at the time. She wasn't my girlfriend then. This girl was hanging out with us. And we're like, all right, man, we're gonna smoke the crack, dude. Like that's what we got, the crack. But our deal is this. If it goes bad, because we had the 2 people that were like, we're not touching the stuff, dude. And we're like, all right, we're gonna smoke the crack. And so we're like, all right, man, if we smoke the crack and one of us dies, dude, we all are making a pact that we're gonna take the body and dump it off at the hospital, dude. And we're all gonna swear an oath not to like get anybody else into trouble, dude. So we get in, we get the crack, and like we're like, all right, dude, like we're gonna smoke the crack. Like we made this big pact. And I'll tell you the weirdest thing, it didn't work then and it never worked on me. I was never one who's smoking the smoking this, it ever worked. And I had pros later in life, like I never got the booyah, dude. So we smoked all the crack that night and we never really got high, dude. And it was sort of a big letdown, dude, because we were so ready for there to be some sort of like dramatic effect to the thing that it never really worked out, dude. That's at the same time we used to have like a 3-foot graphics, dude, and we used to get ether, like this ether. I forgot what it was called. We used to go down to Arizona, down to Phoenix, and get it from this head shop. We used to get this ether, right? And we would have the 3-foot graphics, and we would take a syringe, and we would, like the cleaning when you get your teeth yanked out, the one with the hook on it, the mellow syringe. We would take the syringe and we'd fill the whole thing up with ether. And we would take it and we would coat the inside of the bong with it. We'd spray it on the inside of the bong. We'd rip our bong hits, doing ether hits. We were out of our mind, dude. So anyway, man, on the drug front, like I never really like it was that thing, dude. I was way more of an alcoholic than a blow guy. Yeah, well, those ether bong hits really were quite powerful. So anyway, so for those of you who wonder, like, yeah, dude, I fully went for it. Like fully went for it. But that was college. Like, yeah, dude, we're like rocket scientists. Like, yeah, dude, tripping, doing all that stuff. And then, 20 years later, you're broken down in Topanga, dude. You're up in Topanga Canyon, drinking pink champagne, watching Fox News, contemplating suicide, dude. Like, that's the arc of the story there, basically, in a nutshell. Like, went from like fun loving, like, we're artists, bro. Like, yeah, dude, we're artists, man. Like, doing our thing, to like down and out in Topanga Canyon, living in a house full of rats and Rottweilers, dude. Just like miserable, dude. Just like, and you know what? The greatest thing that ever, like, if you had asked me early on, dude, if you had asked me early on what the most powerful drug I ever took would have been, sobriety, dude. The gnarliest psychedelic there is sobriety, dude. And that's just like, for those who don't know yet, dude, just buckle up, dude, because the gnarliest experience you'll ever get is being stone cold sober, watching your children being born, dude, sitting with total fear, and then doing what we're doing here and watching your child play with like Star Wars Lego action figures and Lego crabs and stuff, and like want to hang out, right, Bird?
Yeah, fart poops.
Yeah, if we have fart poops. Everything's fart poops right now. Everything's fart poops, dude. So it's again is it's this thing where, like, my mind, as long as I know to override my mind, I'm yeah. You can quote me on that. S-Face1337. What up, Bird? The Mixels? Yeah, go up there and get it, dude. You got it.
I'm gonna have to get on here.
Why you can't reach it from here, dude? You could take the chair over there, dude. You're gonna fall and split your melon open, dude. Again, don't split your melon open again, dude. Right? No. Be careful. Don't set the chair on anything valuable. No, wait, hold on. There you go. Get in there. And all right, dude. We got 15 minutes here. Okay, I gotta open up the question. All right, let's go. Wait, someone's question. Who's yeah, he's in the caca mouth phase, dude, for sure, dude. It's gnarly, dude. I almost lost a finger slicing a melon, dude. Yep. The Isaiah approach. Say hi to my friend Austin and John. Austin, John, hello, Austin and John from Isaiah Approach, dude. And so
a little version of
snorting reality, like glass shards, pretty much.
Okay, a little version of one of those.
Yeah, a little version of Kylo's shuttle, dude. How would you respond to people having interactions with God while on psychedelics? My whole thing about that is, really, if you had asked me that 20 years ago, I'd say it was, yeah, interaction with God. You ask me that now, I'd say it's a false equivalency, dude. I think that it can be anything you want it to be, but when you really understand that it's weaponized anthropology, that it's all a trick, and you realize the most psychedelic thing you'll ever have to do is sit in your own skin and experience life on life's terms. Like, you want to watch the walls melt, just sit stone cold sober and let life move around you and in and out and breathe with you, right? Like that thing that you experience on psychedelics is happening all the time, dude. It's constantly happening. It never stopped happening, but you allowed the trick of weaponized anthropology to convince you that it was the substance and not the reality we experience. And that's all that I would say that psychedelics is a vacation from the truth and a distraction from the truth. Like, right? Like, think about those crazy Indian mystics who would eat the sheets of LSD and be like, this is child's play, dude. So when you really understand with a psychedelic experience, you'll realize that real life and all of its gnarliness, psychedelics are nothing but like fancy paint on a window, dude. And that's more the way I look to it. Is it God? Yeah, everything's God. God has no limitations. So yeah, of course it's got something to do with God, but it's designed to keep you from God on the long haul, because we're not shamans. We're not in some teepee out in the plains interacting with the buffalo. We're day trippers, dude. We're day trippers. That whole like ayahuasca day tripping, like, yeah, I get it, dude. But the Joe Rogan thing and all that, it's all a scam, dude, to get you to day trip from reality. It's just a vacation, dude. So no need for drugs, dude. You can just do it right here. Like, look, you just watched me for 50 minutes basically have like a psychedelic experience, dude. So once you know what you're looking at, dude, you really begin to math is God, music is God. Yeah. What's worse for you, beard or weed, dude? They're all a fail, dude. Once you I mean, look, dude, is beer has its place, weed has its place. I just can't use them like a normal person, dude. A normal person can go pop a couple tops, dude, and enjoy a beer and be like, yeah, dude, that's right. That's a tasty brew, bro. And have a little toke off a doobie and like be fine. Me, if I have a beer, I need all of them. And if I'm gonna have your pot, I'm gonna smoke all of it, dude. And if you got any blow, I'm doing the entire country of Bolivia, dude. You get what I'm saying? That's what separates it. If you can handle your stuff, you can handle your stuff, dude. You know, that's Al, why are you throwing all this? What are you doing?
I'm playing.
No, you're not. You're just chucking stuff on the ground, man. That ain't cool.
I just was getting it down.
No, you can walk down and take this stuff off the shelf and set it on the ground. You don't need to throw it on the ground. Like, that's not cool. Well, there's a psychedelic moment for you right there, dude. Turn around, he's chucking collector's item mixels on the floor, dude. Exploding them, dude, but they're Legos, dude. That's the hottest. So again, it's this thing is like, there's nothing wrong with beer and weed and blow and psychedelics. It again is it's the user. And then once you realize that it's tinker toys, dude, it's pickup sticks. It's not a real game, dude. So the way I view it is this, is like sobriety is like 3D chess that Spock plays on the Enterprise, that crazy one with all the levels, dude. Like that, it's that kind of chess is sobriety. Drugs and alcohol, they're playing pickup sticks, dude. Like, yeah, dude, pickup sticks is fun. Pickup sticks is fine, dude. But if you want to play pickup sticks all your life, just sit in the bar and think that enlightenment is in a can of beer, dude. You know what I mean? I got no judgment on drinking alcohol, dude. That worked for me for a long time, dude. If you want to smoke pot, feel free, dude. It's when you realize that it doesn't work anymore and it's a fail for you. And you go, well, what now? Because at the most dangerous thing you can find in life is now what? Now what? Well, what am I going to do now with it? And you go, oh, there's got to be something more going on here. And it's called God. It's called a spiritual program. It's called truly interacting with life, dude. So yeah, you can sit and enjoy your beers. Feel free. Enjoy we're not closing the door on anyone. But what I'm getting at is once you've realized it's a problem, there is a solution. The solution is there if you choose to have it, or you can spin your wheels and be miserable for all eternity, dude. And that's really what the thing is like, for many people, these drugs and alcohol aren't the issue. It's porn, or it's shopping, or it's apple pies with ice cream, apple pies a la mode, or it's eating, cheeseburgers 8 times a day, dude. There's no shortage of things that you can do to get between you and God. It's all about understanding that if you're not enjoying it fully, that you should probably find a new path, but by then your body chemistry is adapted to it and it wants it, dude. So that's the thing, is like with drugs and alcohol, right? Because I abused it. My body chemistry said, dude, we want more, dude. We want more. And then, so that's what the beginning of sobriety is just rewiring your body. And then it's rewiring your mind. And then it's all about staying in the loop of God and staying true to it. So it's this thing that
I won't get something.
you go ahead, son. You go get whatever you need. All right, Brett Williams. I see a lot of people already spinning their wheels and depressed, so they try to sort of hide these feelings through regular drinking. Obviously, in the long term, not work. Yeah, dude. Look, depression's part of life. Happiness is part of life. Having crappy days is part of life. Everything's part of life. It's just, do you want to stay stuck in there? Dude, go back and watch the beginning of this thing 55 minutes ago, dude. I was anxiety ridden, terrified of what everything was. And we went through the process. And that is what sobriety is. It's got nothing to do with drugs and alcohol or porn or any of that. It has to do with the process of bringing yourself back to God, dude. When you've allowed yourself to be trapped in the tentacles of the self-talking mind, caught in this 3-dimensional 5-sense reality, dude. And so there's a process to get us unstuck, because we get stuck all the time, dude. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just realizing that you don't need to stay stuck, that you can, that there is a solution, What about sober people who are spinning their wheels? Someone in my family is 100% sober and has gone nowhere in 15 years. Because again, sobriety is not about spinning your wheels, dude. Sobriety is much deeper, dude. They may no longer partake in drugs and alcohol, but they've stopped spiritually growing. This is a program of spiritual growth, dude. Sobriety is about constantly challenging yourself and opening up new opportunities. So if you've settled for 15 years of drug and alcohol free misery, that sounds even worse, dude. Nothing sounds worse to me than being sober and miserable. Because again, I didn't get into sobriety to be happy. I got into sobriety because my life had dead ended. And then you begin to get sober and you begin to open up yourself to all the potentials. The book's super clear about it, dude. And that's a thing. Is if you want to dead end your thing in sobriety, you can do that too, dude. I know plenty of people that are super stone cold sober and miserable, but like that's because they aren't doing the dance, dude. It's a game of striving for more and allowing yourself to plateau out and sitting on the plateau of your reality, and then deciding, it's time to climb up the hill further, dude, to see what the next view is all about. And sometimes you got to walk down into the valley a little bit and roll in the cactuses, dude. And so again, there's no right or wrong. It's just some people, that's what they need to do for themselves till they realize, I'm 15 years sober. Like I need more out of life. And you just hope they don't drink or they kill themselves, because it happens to a lot of people, but it's generally because they stop growing, dude. Growth is super important in sobriety. So with that said, we're coming up on the hour here. And once again, thank you for the top chat. Those who want to put the donations in the cup, more appreciated. But this is not necessary. What this is about is providing an hour for people that may be struggling in this reality right now. Again, I will always tell you, if you're feeling suicidal or depressed, please call a suicide prevention number. Please call a friend, call a family member, call a stranger, call somebody. But your life is valuable. We need each and every human soul right now. And please don't think you're alone, because we've all been there before, and there's plenty of people out there to help you. If you are an alcoholic or drug addict suffering right now, anywhere United States, just type in your city central office AA, and you will find a phone number. Please call that phone number, and there'll be some lunatic like me who will be more than happy to share his experience, strength, and hope with you, or her experience, strength, and hope with you, and get you on the path forward. The whole key to all of it is you're not alone, and stop being alone, and stop putting barriers between you and God's messengers, because God communicates through people, and people are everywhere. and they're waiting to help you, dude, because as David Rune and Joe Shaughnessy did for me so beautifully one evening in front of a liquor store, they stopped their lives and gave me a helping hand. And here I am 11 years later with a small child and life. And thank you for being here. God bless you. Stay strong. And with that, good night. And we'll be back next Wednesday for another Sober Wednesday. And then between here and there, we'll just do our crazy. But remember, dude, God bless and good night.